In a jaw-dropping twist that set the paddock buzzing, Peter Bonnington, affectionately known to millions as Bono, is gearing up for his next iconic partnership. After over a decade of guiding Lewis Hamilton through 7 world titles and countless unforgettable radio moments, Bonnington is reportedly set to engineer for none other than Max Verstappen at Mercedes. Red Bull's 4-time world champion is quietly preparing for a seismic switch to Mercedes in 2026, and insiders say he's made one very specific request: "I want Bono." There's growing speculation that Mercedes could loan out Kimi Antonelli if they finalise Verstappen's signing, a move that would serve more than one purpose. While Antonelli has long been viewed as the team's future, Verstappen's arrival in 2026 would shift that timeline dramatically. Rather than force a rookie into a support role alongside one of the most dominant and demanding drivers on the grid, Mercedes may opt to give Antonelli space to develop elsewhere. But the potential loan isn't just about easing pressure on the 18-year-old, it's also about unlocking Peter Bonnington. Right now, Bono is mentoring Antonelli, guiding the young Italian as he adapts to the demands of modern Formula One machinery. That partnership was seen as part of Antonelli's long-term integration into Mercedes. But if Antonelli is temporarily moved out of the picture, it would free Bono to engineer Verstappen directly, something insiders say Max specifically requested as part of his Mercedes deal, and that's no minor detail. Verstappen could have asked for anything: car concepts, simulator access, even structural changes within the team. But the fact that he's prioritised engineering support, and Bono in particular, speaks volumes. It suggests Verstappen isn't just switching teams, he's rebuilding his inner circle, one that can offer the control, clarity, and race day sharpness he believes is essential to sustain his dominance beyond Red Bull. And the biggest irony, Bono is the very voice behind the Mercedes dynasty Verstappen spent years trying to dethrone. According to reports, Mercedes CEO Ola Källenius has already given the green light for the team's pursuit of Max Verstappen for the 2026 season. While Verstappen is officially contracted to Red Bull until the end of 2028, recent speculation has intensified, linking the 4-time world champion with a sensational move to Brackley. At the heart of the rumour is a reported exit clause that could allow Verstappen to leave Red Bull if he falls below 4th in the Drivers' Championship by the summer break. With the Hungarian Grand Prix set to be the final race before the mid-season pause, all eyes are now on the standings. Verstappen currently sits 3rd, 18 points clear of George Russell and Charles Leclerc. In 5th is a further 28 points behind. A Sky Italy report ahead of the British Grand Prix claimed Verstappen is closing in on a deal with Mercedes, pending final approval from the board. If the release clause is not triggered, Verstappen may explore other legal avenues to terminate his contract early. One possibility floated by insiders is a silent signing, a deal made behind the scenes in 2024 or 2025, with Verstappen officially joining the team in 2027. Such a move would come at an enormous financial cost. Verstappen is the highest-paid driver on the current grid, and luring him away from Red Bull would require Mercedes to make one of the boldest investments in its Formula One history. And yet, there's a deeper reason fueling Verstappen's interest in Mercedes: Bono. Long before Lewis Hamilton, Bono served as race engineer for Michael Schumacher, making him one of the few figures in F1 history to have worked with 2 7-time world champions. Now, with Verstappen's potential arrival, he's on the verge of becoming the only race engineer to have worked with 3 multiple world champions. From calling race-defining strategies to navigating political minefields and staying composed during title-deciding chaos, Bono has seen it all. But this next chapter presents a challenge for Bono unlike any other: earning the trust of a driver who's built his legacy on defying convention and resisting control. Verstappen and Bono operate on opposite wavelengths. Max drives on instinct, aggressive, intense, and emotionally charged. His radio messages are raw and often delivered in the heat of battle. He demands fast, blunt communication. Comfort isn't his priority, clarity in chaos is. That's why his partnership with GP has worked so well. Their dynamic is built on mutual respect and brutal honesty. GP doesn't sugarcoat. He challenges Max, pushes when needed, and diffuses tension with sharp, direct replies. It's a rhythm they've refined into one of Red Bull's most underappreciated strengths. Bono, by contrast, is measured and surgical. He doesn't meet fire with fire, he cools it down. His iconic "OK Lewis, it's hammer time" was never shouted. It was a calculated signal, perfectly timed and quietly devastating. Working with Hamilton, Bono thrived in a composed, emotionally controlled environment. His strength lies in distilling chaos into clear, decisive instructions, especially when the pressure is at its peak. Now he's facing something entirely new. Verstappen isn't wired like Hamilton. Emotion doesn't just just leak into Max's radio. It fuels him. Bono will need to recalibrate his approach to match a completely different kind of champion. The challenge isn't simply managing a race, it's managing volatility without muting the fire that makes Verstappen who he is. If Bono can channel Max's raw energy into sharp execution without friction, it would cement his legacy not just as the engineer behind Hamilton's golden era, but as a master of adaptability, someone capable of unlocking greatness across entirely different eras and temperaments. Verstappen has never had someone like Bono in his ear, and Bono has never managed anyone as explosive, unpredictable, and emotionally volatile as Max. It's a high-stakes clash of styles, and possibly a formula for domination. As for GP, speculation about him following Max to Mercedes has surfaced, but those close to the situation dismiss it. GP has been approached by multiple teams over the years, yet has remained loyal to Red Bull through internal turbulence and political reshuffles. His bond with Max is strong, but his commitment to Red Bull appears even stronger. If Verstappen makes the jump, GP is expected to stay, bringing an end to one of the most iconic and tightly knit driver-engineer partnerships of the modern era. Mercedes' bold pursuit of Verstappen also reflects a deeper strategic play, one rooted in their growing confidence ahead of Formula One's next regulatory revolution in 2026. While the team has struggled to regain its dominant footing under the current ground effect era, recording just 6 wins over the last 3.5 seasons, sources suggest Mercedes is well ahead of the curve when it comes to preparing for what's next. The 2026 regulations will introduce sweeping changes to the sport's power units and aerodynamic systems. Engines will feature 50% electric power, fully sustainable fuels, and radical new elements like active aerodynamics, all designed to promote energy efficiency, performance parity, and sustainability. It's a complete reset for the hybrid era, and for manufacturers, the stakes couldn't be higher. According to multiple insider reports, Mercedes is one of the few teams already showing strong technical progress in adapting to these new demands. A report in April claimed that while most power unit manufacturers are encountering delays or performance setbacks, Mercedes is the only one currently believed to be well-positioned and on schedule with its 2026 development program. Meanwhile, Red Bull is venturing into uncharted territory. In 2026, Red Bull powertrains will debut as a full-fledged engine manufacturer for the first time, partnering with Ford in what is arguably the team's most ambitious technical undertaking to date. While Red Bull's strength in chassis design is undisputed, developing a power unit from scratch is an entirely different challenge, one that comes with a razor-thin margin for error and a steep learning curve. Adding to the pressure, Honda, their current engine partner, will switch allegiances to Aston Martin in 2026, intensifying the competitive landscape. Red Bull now faces a dual challenge, sustaining their dominance in the short term while simultaneously building a brand new engine philosophy from the ground up. It's a bold move with sky-high risk and potentially sky-high reward. In that context, the potential union of Verstappen and Bono becomes even more intriguing. It's a pairing that could combine raw intensity with surgical calm, just as Formula One enters one of its most transformative eras. And if Mercedes delivers on its 2026 promise, this partnership could become the cornerstone of the sport's next great dynasty. Can Bono really do a better job with Verstappen than GP, the engineer who's been in his ear for every world title? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.